I was gonna Tefilator it. I can nickname myself. Yeah. If the guy in fucking Entourage can call himself Turtle, I can call myself Tefilator. There is no money in the world. I've already done it twice, and I feel like I have taken Coachella to the max. I have Coachella'd my absolute tuckus off, okay? But you land in Palm Springs. It's hot. It's not Miami hot where you're walking through water. I like that shit. It's dry hot. Immediately, it hits you in the face. You're there for a weekend. You're on your best behavior, and you take like your plus ones. Like last year, I went with a group of people, and it was so much fucking fun. But having everybody get to like enjoy themselves, and then you are kind of like, on the clock, and you're hungover, and because you're working all day, and then at night you finally get to see the people that you want to see perform, whatever. And then you get drunk, and then you're in this dry desert heat, and you're running into so many people. I cannot do it, and I do not have the stamina for it. If I pull up a lawn chair and I look like a loser, I'm not going. I don't care how many times I see Jacob Elordi. I don't care how many times I see Shawn Mendes frolicking like a forest fairy. It's not worth it to me. I think like 10 years ago or so, when my friends who started working in music and would go with their like clients or like artists, there was a whole other experience with VIP and artist passes and GA, okay? Now, artist pass, you don't get like a little golf cart. If you've been watching the show, I was banned from the Granada golf course in 2003. Why? God forbid you have a little fun on a golf cart. God forbid you catch a little air. What? And you used to be able to get on a golf cart and have like a private bathroom, and now it's just like a mess of people complaining all the time. If you're watching the show on YouTube, subscribe now. I'll give you 3 Mississippis. Don't you dare. Thank you. Here at Tefi Talks, we like to talk about showbiz, baby, because there's no business like business that isn't mine. This week, we're talking about the devil in Prada herself, Anna Wintour. But first, let's get into some headlines. The biggest story out of Coachella so far is Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber is a small indie artist. Justin Bieber headlined Saturday night, and there have been many mixed reviews. As with everything, okay? Apparently, people are not so happy with his performance. I do feel that the word performance is a bit of a stretch. Justin stood in front of a laptop and queued up different music videos of his along with old meme videos on YouTube, from D's Nuts to It's Not Clocking to You. Wait, did you ever meet my friend D's? D's Nuts. Ugh, I love having a brother. I can't tell you. That gave me, I'll be floating on that all day. Oh my God. That's exactly what mommy needed. I'd enjoyed his performance. I did. But I will say there are factors as to why I enjoyed his performance so much. I was sitting in the comfort of my own home. I did not fly into Palm Springs, or I did not fly to Los Angeles and drive for 3.5 million fucking hours. And I think if you flew to Coachella for Bieberchella, I can understand why that would be such a massive letdown. And I think that what he was trying to do was to try to bring you into this like really stripped back, intimate like studio session with him, like what it would feel like in his day-to-day, what he does. He watches YouTube and he sings and whatever. I think he was trying to build a very kind of like one-on-one feeling with the audience. Alas, you're not in the stew with him. You're not cooking in the stew. You're in the fucking desert. And I think that there is a lot of conversation about like what a woman could never get away with. For example, there's a lot of comparison to like a woman has to put on an entire, like Broadway ensemble show, like Copacabana, you know what I mean? Like bitches in like feathers and like that, versus a man can just like wear like a white tee or something and sit down and screen record his, or like mirror image his YouTube. I do think it was quite sweet though of him singing to his younger self. Like those are moments that really tug at my heartstrings, but I can understand whatever. But the idea that like Sabrina Carpenter could do that, out of this fucking world. Absolutely not. The showmanship, Sabrina Carpenter is a fucking genius. Like, I'm so sorry. She is witty. Some people are like, enough with the sexy stuff. Go fuck yourself. I really enjoy her, and I enjoy watching how much she enjoys performing and singing and dancing. The intro to her set, the Michael Jackson like nod, fucking amazing. She pulls up in a car, walked down her very own Hollywood Walk of Fame, and then sang her set in front of a makeshift Hollywood Hills. Gorgeous. And also just dancing and singing her heart out. You know what I mean? He's trying to like strip down his image and truly, truly find like a camaraderie or like an intimacy with his audience. And did it work? Screen to screen it did, but when are we going to accept that Coachella is made for YouTube now, not for in person? And you know what would have made that better? A lawn chair. That's all I have to say about Coachella. Everyone's standing around. My favorite thing to do is sit. Now sit with this. My big takeaway is Justin Bieber is not fucking going on tour. And that's a big reason I didn't go either, because I was like, oh, I'll see him, I'll like cozy up to a brand so that I can see him at MSG. I don't think he's going to pull up that laptop on tour. I don't think he's going on tour. That's fine. And I want to say one more thing. As a Britney fan, believers better be fucking grateful, because shit can change like that. I'm just saying, get what you can and enjoy it. Chew on that 25 times before you swallow. Really savor that bitch. Because let me tell you. Let's talk about Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza is expecting a baby with her partner, Chris Abbott. And when I heard that, I thought it was the governor of Texas, and I was horrified. Nay, it's not. It was not publicly known that Chris and Aubrey were together up until now, and it is unclear how long they've been together. Chris Abbott is best known for playing Charlie in Girls, and he and Aubrey have worked on the 2020 movie Black Bear and the theater production Danny and the Deep Blue Sea. Aubrey's husband died by suicide in January 2025, and people have a lot to say about this. I was scrolling on Reddit. Tefi, what were you doing on Reddit? I'm moving to somewhere new in May. I'm going to move to Bed-Stuy, and I'm getting a garden. I have been on Reddit's gardening, UK gardening, just gardening, girl in the garden girl. I'm all up in it. I'm probably gonna end up planting weeds. I don't know, but I'm gonna do my best. But I'm on the Reddit, and pop culture pops up because Reddit knows what I like. And I come across a pop culture page posting a thread that says that Aubrey Plaza's late husband's brother, so her past brother-in-law, posted the pregnancy announcement between Aubrey and Chris with the words, once a cheater, always a cheater. And I have many feelings about this. First and foremost, I feel like what an opportune time. I cannot imagine having a sibling. I won't even say it. So, of course, I think there's a lot of grief and animosity that comes within this situation. So I think there's a lot of blame game going on, but I just feel like maybe this person waited until Aubrey Plaza had moved on with their life and was in a happy place, announcing something like very joyful and exciting, to then accuse her of cheating on her late husband, who again died by suicide. We already know what that sounds like. I also think about Chris Abbott. It's Chris's moment too. This whole thing feels very, very yucky. But I do want to say this. If I've ever fucked you over, if you have anything to say about me, you better say it before I fucking interview Michelle LaVaughn Robinson Obama. Do not cover me on the best day of my life with the woman of my life. Don't you dare. If I called you a bitch in high school, say it now so I can tell you why I said it. Okay? Actor Brian Cox dropped another bombshell interview, and it is not for the weak. We're going to play a game. You and I. Would you like to play a game? That's my tricycle. Do the squeaky noises for me. Loudly. We're going to play a game, you and I, where you have to guess which quotes are Brian Cox and which are other legendary curmudgeon diva whiner and unmedia-trained legend record producer Quincy Jones. Okay. Before I say the answer, you have to pick, okay? Is this Quincy? Is this Brian? Is this Quincy? Is this Brian? Okay? Here's the first quote. Oh no, I did that. I'm just so excited. Okay. Quote, I used to date Ivanka. You know, she's a fine motherfucker. She had the most beautiful legs I ever saw in my life. Wrong father, though. Take a second. It's Quincy Jones. Now, the next part of the game. Does Tefi like that quote? No. Quote number 2. Meghan Markle knew what she was getting into. And there's an ambition there clearly as well. The childhood dreams of marrying Prince Charming and all that shit we see as fantasy. Who said that? Brian or Quincy? Who does that sound like? It's Brian. And I just want to say this to the camera. Everybody acts like Meghan Markle's taking your fucking healthcare. Okay? Fuck her, fuck this. She married a ginger man and moved to LA. And he didn't like his family either. Okay, she calls paparazzi on herself. I've got news for you. Every bitch you see on fucking Instagram or the media is calling paparazzi. Robert, can you meet me outside of California Pizza Kitchen? Thank you, sweetie. Like, whatever. Whatever. Quote number 3. Marlon Brando used to go cha-cha dancing with us. He was the most charming motherfucker you ever met. He'd fuck anything. He'd fuck a mailbox. Who said that? Brian, Quincy. Brian, Quincy. It's Quincy! Have you seen Marlon Brando in his prime? Have you seen him? You know, sometimes men are so beautiful that I look at them and I'm like, you make a gorgeous woman. Does that make sense? Anyway, on whether Oprah should have run for president, here's the 4th quote. She doesn't have the chops for it. If you haven't been governor of a state or the CEO of a company or a military general, you don't know how to lead people. Who said that? Quincy Jones! Quincy Jones is such an unfiltered motherfucker. Quote number 5. The Bible is, quote, the worst from my point of view. Honestly, that could be anybody. And it was Brian Cox. I hope you enjoyed that game as much as I did. I think that being unmedia trained in the public eye is such a gift to me. I couldn't have asked for something better. Anna Wintour is on the cover of Vogue this month with Meryl Streep and the actress. Very small time. Hope she gets her big break. I would die for Meryl. If I had to Nutty Professor myself and be like, I have to pick one person that could play me as every part of my life and every person in my life, I'd pick Meryl. It's me as Meryl. It's my brother as Meryl. It's my sister as Meryl. It's my mom as Meryl. It's my dad as Meryl. Whatever. It'll be a challenge. It'll be my Droopy Pessoa as Meryl. It'll be Margelina Jolie as Meryl. It'll be all my best friends as Meryl. It's Meryl. Just in case she's interested. Vogue editor Chloe Mal said that Meryl Streep was actually the one to convince Anna to join her on the cover of Vogue. Lately, Anna has been giving a wink and a nod to the Devil Wears Prada too. Let's dig into the myths around this fashion icon in our deep dive. Dun, dun, dun. With a new Devil Wears Prada on the way, there's no deep dive more warranted than Anna Wintour. From her feuds with fashion legends to what former assistants have shared about working with her. And get this, it's not great. So, let's start with the feuds. You thought we were going to talk about her life? Nay, please. The late and great Andre Leon Talley. And I truly, truly feel bad for fashion students today that don't get to witness his greatness in real time. Andre Leon Talley and Anna Wintour met in the early 1980s at Vogue before she became editor-in-chief. Andre Leon Talley joined Vogue in 1983 as fashion news director, and when Anna took over in 1988, he became one of her most visible collaborators and later creative director, making him the highest-ranking Black man in fashion history at the time. Let me say this before we move on. Andre Leon Talley was a Black gay man raised in North Carolina, 6'100", and came to New York and became one of the most notable fashion voices of all time, for decades. That is a powerful story next to a very powerful woman in fashion, okay? They were unstoppable. When I thought of Anna Wintour, when I was growing up and I thought of Anna Wintour, I thought of someone by her side always 24/7, 365, and that was Andre Leon Talley. But Andre Leon Talley was not just a Vogue staffer. He became one of the most influential Black voices in fashion journalism, just voices, period, and helped define the magazine's cultural authority during this time. When Andre joined Vogue, he quickly became a part of Anna's inner circle, and I think that circle was actually 1 and 2. I think the circle was very tight. He said that when he first met Anna at the Vogue office, he took the subway home and there was a letter slipped under his door on an engraved Anna Wintour stationery that read, "Welcome to Vogue." You know that fucking intern, that fashion intern, Forrest Gumped from 44th to 14th, like their life depended on it, and it did. Anna and Andre were fast friends. To paint a picture of their closeness, when Anna got married in 1984, Andre was one of 2 Vogue staffers invited to her wedding of 40 guests. But not that intern. Anna also did incredibly kind things for Andre, like arranging an interest-free loan from Condé Nast so that he could buy his grandma, the woman who raised him, a house. That is incredibly kind and very, very generous. At the same time, though, Andre felt that there was a hierarchy in their friendship, because there was. He wrote that he was only ever allowed to attend the Met Gala as a Vogue staffer, not as a guest or cultural figure, which he was. In the mid-90s, Andre temporarily left Vogue after losing his grandmother, and when he returned to New York after gaining weight, he wrote that Anna called him into her office to say that he needed to start an intensive exercise routine. You know what I would have said? I would have said, "Bitch, you think I don't know? Oh, you seem to put on a little bit of weight. You think I don't fucking know? I'm dying in this fucking turtleneck, okay? I feel like I'm like the bitch inside of Demi Moore in The Substance trying to crawl out of my fucking skin. You don't think I fucking know?" Years later, Anna led an intervention with Oscar de la Renta, informing Andre that Condé Nast had not Anna's personal, not even Oscar de la Renta's personal, Condé Nast, the publication, had bought him a first-class flight for him to immediately go on a diet and fitness rehab program in North Carolina. Bitch, I'd rather you stab me 23 fucking times. Can you imagine? Andre wrote this in his memoir. "She decimated me with this silent treatment so many times. That is just the way she resolves any issue. But by the age of 69, I decided I was old enough and it was time to stand up for my dignity." He was nearly 70 years old and was like, "I think it's time to stand up to my closest friend and peer." It's heartbreaking. The following year, he was told by a mid-level Vogue staffer that he was no longer needed as Vogue's correspondent on the Met Gala red carpet and that he will be replaced by Liza Koshy, who kills it. I love my Liza, but I have notes. Andre said this: "I was a friend to Anna, and I knew I mattered back in our earlier days together. Today, I would love for her to say something human and sincere to me. I have huge emotional and psychological scars from my relationship with this towering and influential woman." And I don't think people understand that he did the Vogue's correspondence for the Met Gala red carpet for 30 fucking years. This is a person who knows everybody on the carpet, makes everybody feel welcome, but also knows what the fuck he's talking about. And I think that all he wanted to was to be like a leader in his industry in some way without it being with Anna Wintour and. I think he wanted to be, this is my thing, this is what I do. And if you watch videos of him, he is a delightful, conversationalist. He is a delightful, warm person to talk about at these fashion events. And I don't know if you've ever been to a fashion event, but it's a fucking freezer where Rocky used to hit the fucking meat. It's so icy in there. Andre Leon Talley died in 2022 at the age of 73. And Anna wrote an obit for him in Vogue where she said that she, quote, would never forget his kindness, his chivalry, and his friendship. I think if I empathize with Andre Leon Talley and I put myself in his shoes, I think that he appreciated his colleague and his peer, and I think that they had many things in common. They both strived for excellence, and they loved Vogue, and they loved culture and society and beautiful people, beautiful things, beautiful clothes. But at the end of the day, I think that Andre Leon Talley didn't want so much of a colleague, but a friend. On a similar timeline, Anna Wintour and Azadine Alaia had a very long-running feud. So, Anna Wintour becomes the editor-in-chief of American Vogue in 1988. In the beginning of 1992, Vogue basically stops covering Alaia altogether. I think this is an editorial choice on Anna's part. Okay, so things boil over in 2009 when the Met Gala theme is Model as Muse, and Alaia is not included in the exhibition. For context, Anna Wintour is involved in the Met Gala because she is the chair of the Costume Institute at the Met, and she personally plans a lot of the Met Gala, and Alaia is known for simple silhouettes on iconic women, aka Model as Muse. So, not only is Alaia not included in this exhibition of designers, but, of course, he's informed about the subject of the show and invited to the opening. No, he's not. He doesn't know about the theme, and he's not invited to the opening. This is unheard of, okay? But before all of this unfolded, the Met requested Alaia to design 7 dresses for his guests. Who were those guests? Naomi Campbell, Linda Evangelista, and Stephanie Seymour, who I recently saw at a bar. And I said, I love you. Anyway, after finding out that he was not included in the exhibition, Alaia asked his guests to not attend the Met wearing his clothes, and they stood in solidarity, probably shaking. But the guests that were invited in 1992 are the faces of 1992. That takes a lot of fucking balls. But it's obvious who's not attending the Met Gala because they're the most famous supermodels in the world. Naomi even released a statement saying, quote, as Naomi has been the muse of Azadine Alaia for 23 years, she feels she doesn't want to attend unless she can represent his work. That's pretty ballsy. I'd be fucking trembling. In 1992, that's prime Wintour takeover. The head curator for the exhibition went on record insisting that Anna does not have any involvement curating the show, but it seemed to be personal for Alaia because in 2011, he does an interview where he says, quote, American women love me. I don't need her support at all. Anyway, who will remember Anna Wintour in the history of fashion? No one. Well, the devil doesn't wear Alaia, does it? Okay. When The Devil Wears Prada came out in 2006, and Bryn was 5, and I was getting my driver's permit, everyone took it as satire of the empire Anna Wintour had built at Vogue. Meryl Streep even said that high-profile brands refused to work with the production in fear of backlash from Anna. With the sequel on the way, Vogue hosted Anna's former assistants on its own podcast to debunk the film and talk about their experience working with Anna at the magazine. Are you going to talk about Home Depot when you're at Home Depot? I don't think so. When they said that they were really 2 assistants, and in the office they called them AW1 and AW2, but they said that this was more of a mentor-mentee kind of deal where the first assistant would mentor the second assistant. And it's not like Andy and Emily. Suck my dick. I don't believe that for a fucking second. You're telling me that the bitches at the Mac counter are less competitive than AW1 and AW2? Yeah, fucking right. You're telling me that over at like Stanford Paper, what is it? The Office, bring up Michael Scott again. You're telling me that Dwight Howard's a fucking basketball player for the Magic. You're telling me that Dwight Schrute was more competitive than AW1 and AW2? No, I don't fucking think so. Once they got the job, there was a 21-page handbook detailing what to do. What is in the Vogue handbook? I would give anything. I'd give one pinky toe and one big toe to balance myself out to see what's in that handbook. I looked it up. I said, Vogue handbook. It's Teen Vogue's handbook on having a career. Get out of my fucking face, okay? Every day starts out pretty much like the scene where Miranda walks into the office and everyone is screaming and running around. Remember that. Getting Anna breakfast and coffee, opening up her office doors, setting up an iPad on her desk with to-dos and reminders, and a physical paper schedule, like Bus Baby. Andre Leon Talley corrected the record on The Devil Wears Prada. Quote, Anna Wintour would never throw down her bags and coats. Yeah, I was going to say too, that's like $100 like Python Birkin. And girls didn't run up and down the halls in high heels. People did not carry on like that. Vogue was a culture of deportment, a culture of manners. This was all unspoken, yet it was crystal clear. And there are a couple of unspoken rules, which is there are no jeans and no sneakers allowed in Anna's office, and Anna does not like people to wear black. So tell me what the intern was wearing running from 44th to 14th to Andre Talley's with the fucking stationery. Also, I'm a size 10 wide. I wouldn't make it 6 days. No. I'd be at the podiatrist saying, I think Anna Wintour's trying to fucking kill me. I do look at like childhood photos of mine and I do look like a hobbit. Like it's not natural, it's not proportionate. I'm really glad I grew into that. And my nose. More on the assistants. Plum Sykes, no relation to Wanda, went viral in the 2000s for wearing a Dolce & Gabbana skirt to the office. Play the clip, it is iconic.
The clothes that people wear here in the day are probably clothes that normal people would wear on their most glamorous night out of the year. Who's gonna go and wear a chiffon Dolce & Gabbana skirt like this to the office? Only me, or only someone who works at Vogue.
If you send an email on Anna's behalf, you have to write the email, print it, and leave it on her desk for her to review, even if it's a one-liner. And you know what? You can't say my bitch isn't a purist. I love her. Ultimately, the assistant said that Anna was really, really supportive in helping them get to their next role and carve out their path, which I think is really nice to do when you know you're going to fire somebody. So here's the question, right? Is Anna Wintour this carnivorous creature who's like a succubus to the young energy in the office and bright ideas? Or is she a woman trying to be a leader in her field? A boss? Maybe. Or is she just British? All that to say, I have one question for Anna Wintour. I need to know if Anna's watched Heated Rivalry. It's just something that I need to know. I need to know what she thought about episode 5 and The Cottage. I need to know. And please get in touch. Euphoria Season 3 premiered on April 12th. Season 2 came out 4 years ago. Zendaya is the biggest star in the world and the cutest. Jacob Elordi is an Oscar nominee. And Sydney Sweeney is selling us jeans. Let's see what the stars have to say about this premiere and how the show's gonna do. I'm gonna tell you something though. I'm a real fucking sucker for like a new show. I'm happy to jump back in. Like for example, the comeback on HBO. It's been 10 years. I'm still like, well, what is Valerie gonna do? But there's something about this show that feels done. Mars is active in Aries, which brings a volatile energy to the season, okay? Because Mars is the planet for Aries, so it's extra powered up. Based on these reactions to the premiere, that does track. Maybe we could put in a little clip of Zendaya not wanting to take a picture with Sam. That would be cool. The moon is in Aquarius. I'm immune to this. The moon is in Aquarius. Tefi, what does that mean? I'll tell you. I think everybody in this cast has moved on. The kind of thing where, you know when you have to like fuck an ex? Mom, you gotta stop watching my podcast. You're so supportive, but I don't think you would have the best time. I'm either saying the F word or I'm talking about your ex-husband. But I think that moon in Aquarius does kind of also give the vibe of, oh, maybe second chances. It's like when you fuck an ex and you're like, oh my God, I remember why I hate you. It's like, oh my God, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you. And then you hang out with them and you're like, oh my God, I can't fucking stand you. In fact, don't touch me. Oh my God. You know, like, and then Pluto is direct. And Pluto is direct on this Sunday, allowing for a shift in perspective towards hope and trust and transformation. And I think that's what the cast wanted. They were like hoping this would turn out well. And I think the contracts that they have not blueballed them, because blueballed is like good, right? I don't know. I don't have balls. So with Chiron being direct and Pluto being direct, there is like this like hopeful energy. But because Chiron is kind of like a wound healer and it's kind of like a pretty bow that ends a lesson, like, oh, I feel done here. I think that the cast is, and everybody, you know, involved with the show kind of knows that it's time to walk away, that they've done all that they can do. I don't think Euphoria needed this season. I think we have all moved on from it. I don't necessarily miss these characters. I say that and I feel so badly for everyone who worked tooth and nail on the show. I know putting on a show, especially a show of this like magnitude, is not easy to do. And, but I think everyone has kind of moved on from it. I don't think Euphoria needed to do this. And if I needed to see Sydney Sweeney, you know, I would just go on Truth Social. And now, can I be a bitch for a second? I'm on the internet. I'm on the World Wide Web. I'm on the www.com. And I'm seeing girls getting really, really dressed up for Coachella, being very excited about it. Mind you, I've gone to Coachella twice, and I'm not someone who like goes all out or something. You know, like I'm very much like a basic bitch when it comes to festival wear, mainly because I'm hungover. But I'm seeing girls get dressed up, and I'm like, oh, this is so cute. This is nice. I don't know about you, but I like seeing women get excited about things. And like I said in the beginning of this segment, the horrors are persisting in a way I never anticipated. So if a bitch wants to get excited about her outfit for a festival to go see one of her favorite artists or to go with her friends, I don't think it's that much of a fucking deal. And maybe this isn't, can I be a bitch for a second? But maybe, can I be an ally? And before you say, yeah, I put on my eyelashes weird, you can be a bitch for a second too. You know what I mean? This is a safe space. Not too fucking safe though. I already told you, don't talk about my wardrobe. I'm a supportive wardrobe person, you know, like I like people to feel good, to look good, and to have a good time. And they're already stuck in the middle of the fucking desert. And Bieber's on his laptop. The bitch can't get a little weird in her dressing. She can't wear some beads of some feathers. You know what I mean? She can't get excited. She can't have her ass out. If you can have your ass at Coachella, where the fuck can you have your ass out? Miami. So what did we learn? That my Vyvanse is not doing its job today. I don't know what the fuck. Justin Bieber loves himself a Mimi. Anna Wintour better never see you in a fucking sneaker. And at the end of the day, Euphoria will never be Skins. You could never be Effie, either one of y'all. Please. And I think Sam wants to fuck his mom. That's our show for today. If you're not already following the show, find us everywhere at Tefi Talks. Subscribe on YouTube and all the podcast platforms and Instagram and TikTok so you can share with your other work bestie. Ugh, I hated what you wore to Coachella though. We have a voicemail line for any and all work questions. Call 844-HEY-TEFI. That's 844-439-8334. Tefi Talks is produced by the Vox Media Podcast Network and The Cut. For a special discount on New York Magazine and The Cut, visit newyorkmag.com/Tefi.